Hi guys. Pretty much like the last video, I'm making Warhammer plushies and I'm trying to get it as accurately as Mick has his, but like in all honesty, since I'm making this plushie by hand, it's not gonna look exactly right. Maybe if someone has more experience and maybe sewing machine, it would look better. But for a handmade plushie, this is gonna look alright. But we're still trial running. I'm still trying to figure out which patterns will work better, and pretty much testing out different ways to make certain parts of like the body and the head and how I would attach it the right way. Uh, Pretty much. Oh, Tyranid, the Tyranid notes. Uh, they might come out before this video or after. It honestly depends because I'm editing the video simultaneously at the same time. And yeah. So if they do come out before this video, then yay. If they don't and this video comes out before, then pretty soon after this video is uploaded on YouTube, they will be on TikTok and then store it for the full compilation of the other notes I end up doing. So it would be a mix of Tyranid notes and the Imperium, because I said I wanted to start researching on that. Speaking of the plushie, the final product of this plushie looks so deformed and cursed that I love him so much. I haven't thought of a name yet, so feel free. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I thought I had to burp. But feel free to give out any name ideas. Maybe this little guy can be the mascot. And yeah, I think that's it. Please enjoy the rest of the video. And if you guys have any tips or any ideas to help me along with this little passion project, please let me know in the comments. Or if you see this in a little clip I post on TikTok to promote the video, be pleased to post them there. So like and subscribe. Alright, there we go. Just sorry about that, setting everything up. So yeah, I pretty much took videos of most of it, but towards the end okay, so pretty much I took videos of most of how I ended up making the plush, but towards the end of it, I'm not gonna lie, I had to like stop recording so I could like focus on sewing it up. And yeah, so I edit the videos of me making the plush and it's like sped up, so yeah. Alright, so like right here I was pretty much just cutting out the main body of it. So it was like a circle and a triangle and for the main body, and it kind of made like kind of round thing, but it was more like a plush pyramid when I ended up stitching it up together. You'll see when it gets to that part. But I was using some very old scissors and felt, and I think because of the old scissors I was using, it was like pretty like hard to cut into it. Maybe if I like get a new pair of scissors or fabric scissors, it would work easier. Yeah, right there you can see I was cutting it up, fixing it up a bit, but it was still pretty messy cut. And yeah, sometimes when I was like when I was recording the videos, I would get so focused that I would like put it towards me, and I wouldn't get in the frame. So I'm sorry about that. So I was using felt, loose felt. I was using it because I don't really want to buy the regular fabric, yard fabrics. You know what I'm talking about? Like the regular soft, like fabric you would use for a teddy bear and stuff like that. Because I want to be absolutely sure, like, I would like the finished product of it. So mainly I'm using felt to test run. And I didn't buy stuffing because I forgot to. And so I just used excess felt, or pretty much anything of excess. Like the previous, I cut up the excess felt and just used it for stuffing. And in the previous video, I had a little thing for a face. I don't remember what it was, like a little model of how I would want the face, and how I first tested out the body part, the pyramid body. And yeah, and I just cut that up because it was like an old sock. I didn't, it was an old sock of my nephew's or something that they left here, and I was like, fuck it, might as well, because I couldn't find the other pair. But yeah, so right here I'm pretty much trying to cut out the second pair of triangles. And yeah, pretty soon, yeah, like I said earlier, I was just like trimming it out to make it more fine, but it was still pretty, you can see around the edges it's pretty like jagged the way I cut it. Yeah, but here I am setting it up, and yeah, I just noticed how fucked up that circle is. But here goes. Here's me like starting to sew it together. At first I tried to do it, pinch it, so it's like it would give that seam thingy, like how you see in some plushies where it's two seams, kind of. And yeah, and I was struggling because the thread I was using, because I was using I forgot the word, but I was using a bigger needle where the hole was bigger también. And because of that, I wasn't using I was using thin thread, so it would like untighten a knot in the needle. So sometimes I would have to pause and retie the knot, and I would tie it like 2 times, and it would still loosen. Because I was using not crochet. Is it crochet? Something like that. Something like that thread. Because those bigger needles are for that. And I will sometimes, and then I switch up the needles to the smaller hole, but even then sometimes it would loosen. So yeah, I just at a certain time I got annoyed and just like started using the bigger hole thread, I think. Oh yeah, I just checked, and yeah, that was when I was using the smaller needle. I would pretty much periodically switch between the needles I was using. And yeah, so right there, when I was doing the threading, I would sometimes just like sew it together, but sometimes I would loop it to make it more secure in the stitching. So yeah, we just speed running watching that. So pretty much I'm recording this in parts to make it easier for me to edit. But yeah, so pretty much this is pretty cut up, but anyways, pretty much here where this part of the video, I'm pretty much already sewed it together, and you can see it kind of looks like a flower, kind of a fucked up looking flower. And right now I'm pretty much sewing it up so I can make it into like the ball shape. And yeah, I'm using the same sewing technique, just sew it back and forth, and sometimes making it into a loop. So yeah, right there is pretty much just doing that for pretty much doing that. And right here it's gonna cut where I've pretty much finished it, and waiting for it to cut in the video. Yeah, so I'm pretty much just okay, so I'm just tying it off, and right now it's gonna cut to where I'm done. You would think speed up videos would make this harder to record, but no. Just gotta wait for certain cuts and stuff. Here. So here, pretty much I was talking about how it kind of looks like a pyramid-ish, but I wasn't like happy with how it turned out. because I thought it would make a more round shape, but it just kind of came out looking like a pyramid. And right here is where I was doing sewing up the arms. I think I lost the video where I cut it out, but yeah, I'm sewing up the arms, and they kind of look, not gonna lie, they kind of look like dicks in a weird way. But like, 'cause I was trying to give it that mushroom looking shape it had in the picture, and to me it turned out look more like dicks if you look at it in a certain angle. But speaking of it, as it plays, I was thinking about of how like I could when I connected it, I didn't like how I connected it. It just like it's just attached to it, and when I was tying it, I kind of feel like I have to kind of be kind of careful because I sewed it in a couple of times, and it turned out all right. Like I could hold it by its arm, the plush by its arm, but like I feel like I want to be gentle with it, and I don't really like how it's just there. Maybe I should like I'm thinking about maybe like in the next test run, cutting a hole of the body and just like sewing it in through there, like how regular teddy bears are, where it's like more like connected to the body instead of its own like separate part of the plush. Maybe that would turn out like a lot better. But yeah, here I am still sewing it, and I would always mess up because I would like put too much thread. What I thought was like short, not enough thread to finish it would be too long, and when I'm sewing it, it gets into a knot and then just like a mess right there, and I would have to tie it off and cut it and fix it. So yeah, you can see it's really amateur thread right here, and yeah, right here you can see me finishing up sewing it. I tried to do the invisible stitch, Jacob's ladder or invisible stitch on the arm. It turned out kind of okay. It was, I'm sorry if you heard that. That was a burp. I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Yeah. I'm right here. You can see me. I'm using the excess felt, like I said last time, to stuff it. And yeah, like, so yeah, we'll see in a minute with me trying to do a ladder stitch, and I don't remember if it was the ladder stitch I was trying to do or it was the invisible stitch, but it was something like that. And yeah, but you can see me, I was kind of struggling to cut all of that together with the scissors. Either way, I was never really good with scissors. I can never cut like a straight line. It always ends up jagged. Yeah. Yeah, so right here it's I fully stuffed it, and right now I'm about to like try to stitch it up. I kind of struggled with stitching up the arm, so like because I made it as its own separate part, and I think that's why I was saying how it would be better if I tried to the arm was already like built into the body before I even tried stuffing it, like how regular teddy bears are made. And yeah, this is, oh yeah, okay, this is definitely the me trying to do the invisible stitch. And yeah, I say yeah a lot. I be saying it a lot. I remember somewhere saying it was like filler words, like when you don't know what to say in place of that word, or you don't have a word to say, you just like say words like and like so and yeah, as in like to pad out your sentence. And right here I'm done with the arm, and yeah, this is me making the other arm, and I guess so you can finally see me making the other arm, cutting it out and everything like that. yeah, so pretty much with the arms, I folded up the felt and made two arm thingies, and that's how I pretty much two sides of it. I did the same thing with the legs, kind of. You'll see in a minute. So right here where I'm cutting the legs, I tried to do something where, you know how in certain plushes there's like the bottom part, like pad of the foot, where it's just like a little circle and it's just like there, like a nub. I tried doing that, and right here you can see me. I'm still cutting it out because I'm mainly talking faster than like the video is playing, I guess, in a way, something like that. This whole video is just me yapping and shit. But yeah, I kind of like how I cut this one out. It wasn't too like fucked up, just like a little piece that I had to like fix up. Yeah, and I think this is where I was cutting the second part of the leg. Oh no, the little pad part where the nub would be like the ending of the nub. It didn't turn. It turned out right. It kind of was a bit too square, but yeah, I cut out two pieces, and there is me sewing it up, and it turned out all right. When it was fully sewn up, that's where the real problems happened, because sorry, I was looking at something. I was looking something on my screen. Yeah, so there's me sewing it up. What was I saying? I was lost in thought. I think it will show you, right? There we go, cutting. There we go. Okay, so here I was like sewing up the little nub part, the end of the nub, and there is a fucking loose thread untying itself, like I was talking about earlier. And yeah, I was tying it there, and I think I should have used 3 pieces of the felt to make the leg more to make it come together better. It'll show you right there when I was done. Yeah, shows you right there. It's the next part of the video, but yeah, it shows you right here where it was right there where you kind of see the leg coming together. I had to stuff it to make the leg fully come together, I think. Oh, the video was corrupted, that's why I couldn't find it. But yeah, because yeah, that video was corrupted, I can't find it. But the leg came out super wonky, and I did not like how it turned out. So I tried to do it in another way, where I used 4 pieces of the felt to make the leg, and that turned out, it started turning out good at the beginning, and also started coming, it was pretty much a mess. Yeah, it started out good at the beginning, but then it came out as a mess, like I repeated myself a different time. But so when it came out, the leg came out wonky. The first leg came out wonky, and so I had, instead of doing the nub, bottom part nub, where it's like the plana of the foot, like the foot, the underside of the foot, I had to sew that that part on top, so it looked more so the where the leg was supposed to be connected by the hip ended up becoming the nub, and that became the fucking hip. And then the second part of the nub came out wrong, came out more fatter, and it came out with like a teardrop in a way, and yeah, that's how I was able to. So I sewed it in by the tip of the teardrop, and it still came out kind of wonky. This part where I was starting to do the head, I tried 4 kind of teardrops. I don't know how to describe the shape. It's a weird shape. I don't know what it's called. But I did that, but it came out so jagged when I ended up cutting it, because either I was cutting it too fast because I was already like tired at that point. Because I did this all for like a week, 2-ish weeks, 2 weeks. The first week I did it during the day, and then just like for an hour a day. But for the legs, body, and everything, like to finish like putting it all together, I would stay up all night to do it. And yeah, so pretty much I was doing what I usually did. I was like sewing it together, and I messed up because at one side I liked it came out how you would usually see a teddy bear being sewn together, the back sides being sewn in right, but I think because I was like so sleep deprived at that point, I messed up when I was sewing it, so the edges came out, like you could see how my the edges of the head was wonky. Yeah. And yeah. At first I used some red thread, like the last of the remaining red thread I had for like crocheting stuff, I think, if that's the right word. And I made 2 X's and the face, but I didn't like how that turned out because I didn't have enough red thread. So I cut it off, and I used black thread to make the original looking face with the slanted eyes and the bottom mouth guard. And the mouth guard turned out pretty alright. But yeah. Yeah, you can see right here where I was talking about how the head turned out pretty alright, where I put the face, and the back of the head turned out alright, but the sides, the left and right sides of it didn't. It came out like rigid and not like sewn in, like pieces of sewn in fabric looks like. It looks like more I just like pushed it together and sewn. But here I am putting all the pieces together, and yeah. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about dogs. Sorry about that. I got a call to go and eat. But yeah, pretty much I did not record myself sewing it all together because I had to really focus on that, and I didn't. I barely got it in frame and stuff. But here's the finished product. He looks pretty goofy.